right, great. So welcome back to Facts and Two Cents, another episode. We are so excited to have you back. Thank you for all our followers, for those who've been signing up and, commenting. We appreciate you. So that's first and foremost. But I'm Pamela
and I'm Petol.
And this show, as usual, as you know, is for a core group of people. Meghan, Harry, Prince of Montecito, Archie, Goddess of Montecito or Princess of Montecito,
Goddess of Montecito,
Goddess, Queen Mother Doria, Hula Guy, and the chickens.
Exactly.
That's the core people that we talk about. We are biased and petty about it, so that's a disclaimer. So don't come for us and assume we say anything that you don't like, because we've already told you what we stand for. So
don't bother coming to I mean, don't waste your time.
Don't waste your time, because this is who we are. We're not going to change, and we're clear about that. So take it somewhere else, basically. And we have our followers who got kind of like just slice into you as well. Just don't chew away, so they don't play. We appreciate y'all. Anyway, so today we have such an amazing topic because a lot have happened, right, since the last time we posted, and quite a few things. Before we go on, how's your day? How's your week been? Because I haven't spoken to you. Well, I've spoken to you off and on, but not a lot.
Yeah. Oh, I spent my whole week editing.
Yes, Petol edits the show.
Editing. My head, like literally 2 days ago, I was at my computer, I think from about noon until about 3 p.m. the next day. I did not sleep the entire night. I stayed at my desk editing. And I'm like, I cannot believe I went through the whole night on this computer, no sleep.
Well, it's not only just Facts and Two Cents, but you have other projects you're working on as well. So,
yeah.
But it's a lot of, for those of you who have shows, you can attest to the fact that it's not easy editing this show. So when you watch the show, comment, click on the notification bell, share, and tell people about it. But we love it.
And we appreciate so much just your support and your love. And I mean, whenever I read it, I'm like, it was worth it. The hard work was worth it. Because I mean, you guys have been so amazing. So I am just so grateful. So thank you.
Thank you. The comments are great and they're very insightful, and it's not petty. People really actually contribute, you know what I mean? And I love it. I love the thought process. When I'm reading, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a good point. That's facts right there. So I've been dropping all these jewels. Much love to you guys. So today,
and also now on our site, and I know people have some people have asked how they can support us, and brand new, there are ways. If you're interested, no obligation at all.
No obligation.
But if you're interested in support us, we now have PayPal and we now have a Cash App. It's on our show notes, so just click on there and you can find a way to support us if you want to. We'll be most grateful for it. But again, no obligation. But thank you guys for asking. We just appreciate your love. So,
and also coming up soon, maybe we shouldn't say it, but we have some ideas coming up for this show, and on the page as well. So stay tuned for that. We'll definitely let you know as we finalize everything else. We will also, as we move forward, include the links to certain we already do that, but charities that we talk about or that the squad is donated to, we'll highlight that as well. So that way you can easily go there and contribute to those charity. And, we will talk about it at the end of the show, which one we're working on. The squad is talking about anyways. So awesome. So let's get it kicking. What are we talking about today?
I'm so excited because we knew about this. She had mentioned that was part of the thing that they were doing with Netflix when it first came out, that they had to deal with Netflix, that Meghan will be doing an animated series. And so it was announced on the 14th, we got the incredible news that
Yeah.
Meghan will be executive producing Pearl with a very good friend of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex,
Yes.
David Furnish. Many of you guys would know him. Apart from being a very good friend of theirs, as you know, the husband of Elton John, he's also a very renowned producer. And so it is.
I didn't know that, for some reason. I mean, I knew of him, and obviously Elton John overshadows him because it's Elton John. But he has his own credibility. Like, he has his own, that's interesting.
It's really, and they have put together an incredible team for this. Because when I heard about the animated, I thought it was just like an animated movie. I didn't realize it was a series.
Yes.
And I was
an ongoing series, so money's coming in. We will be receiving, is it Emmys or us? I don't know what kind of awards they gave for a series.
Oh, Emmys, yeah.
Emmys, for the years to come, just so you know.
Hands down. And Justin,
I promise y'all.
It's just that's a big deal. It's one thing when it's a one-off project, but it's another thing when it's a series.
Yes.
And the thing that I love about the team that they put together, everybody is so excited about this.
Yeah.
Again, who wouldn't like girl power, and the fact that Pearl is, this 12-year-old, and I think of her as
Meghan. It is. Yeah, somebody said Pearl actually means Meghan.
Meghan, yeah.
It is Meghan. You can't fool us. We're onto you. Okay, yeah, we know you. We love you, so we know everything. Like we will research.
I know, and it's so exciting because knowing Meghan, how much she has been impacted by
that's been what's her lifestyle and is her lifestyle. So
like women's suffrage. I can imagine her going back there. Coretta Scott King and all of these incredible people. And so it's so funny. I was walking on the street yesterday, imagining all of the people that little Pearl would be running into as she travails, I'm assuming LA, in her 12-year-old.
But I also think it will be through books that Pearl reads, right? Because I'm assuming, I don't know. Well, I don't know. I'm just assuming that it could be Pearl is also someone who loves to read and reads about these people and wants to know about them, and just maybe that's the adventure. I don't know. I'm just
I actually was thinking as she lives out her life, whether in school, whether it's maybe she is trying to run for student government or something, and then it takes her back to the time of women's suffrage when the women were fighting for the right to vote and all of those things. You know what I mean? Or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so that's what I was thinking that would be. But let's see. I'm going to read what Meghan said. Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, executive produced a new animated series. Archwell is creating its first animated series with Netflix, Pearl, which is the working title. Focus on a young girl's heroic adventure as she learns to step into her power and finds inspiration from influential women throughout history. And it says the Duchess of Sussex will serve as an executive producer alongside David Furnish, Carolyn Sulphur, Liz Garbus, Dan Cogan, and Amanda Reiner, who will be the showrunner. And Meghan says, like many girls her age, it says, like many girls her age, our heroine Pearl is on a journey of self-discovery as she tries to overcome lifelong daily challenges. I am thrilled that Archwell Productions partnered with the powerhouse platform Netflix, and these incredible producers, will together bring you the new animated series, which celebrates extraordinary women throughout history. David Furnish and I have been eager to bring this special series to life, and I am delighted we are able to announce it today. Meghan, Duchess of Sussex.
Yes. Yeah, that's so, I can't wait. As we said, it's a series, so it will obviously it's a journey through this girl's life, right? So who's to tell past 5 years where this girl is going to be? 5 years from now, this girl will be 17 years old because she's a 12-year-old kid now. So 5 years from now, which is the 5th season, assuming that will be 17 years old. So what was Meghan like at 17 years old? She was finishing high school, going to college, right? And then if we happen to have this series for another 10 season, then it would be quite interesting to see.
It would be, yes,
To
absolutely.
see how this develops into and if there are any clues that we can tell. I'm assuming we will figure out by the second or third season. We were like, Meghan, that's you. We know. We're your followers. We know that's you.
That age 12 is such a significant age for her, because that's when she wrote to was that PNG?
It was 11. It was 11.
It's 11.
But 11, 12, yeah. But 11, yeah.
And so it's just, I think it just, for me, I could just see, I feel like Meghan reliving her childhood through this, you know what I mean? And all the people that inspire her. But it's for me. I am just so excited. And
either way, it's gonna be fabulous. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be, intuitive. It's gonna be intellectually stimulating. It's gonna be informational and educational that young girls and young boys will learn from it, right? It's not just because it's Pearl. It's going to be enlighten the men as well, so that way they can know much about all these famous women that they might not know.
Exactly.
And for girls to aspire to be like, I want to be this. I want to be like this. So it's amazing.
Yeah. And I think one of the things too is just how excited her production team is about this. And I think, for me as a filmmaker, that's one of the most important things is the team of people around. You want to make sure that when you have a team, that they are just as invested in your project and they take ownership of your project as much as you do.
It brings the best out of them.
And so I was reading this Variety article and they are like bursting at the seams how excited they are. And I'm like, yes, that is exactly the kind of the team that you want. Yeah. That is exactly the people that you want. So David French said, I am delighted that we're finally able to announce this exciting animated series. Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, and I are deeply passionate about bringing the inspirational and positive stories of extraordinary women from around the world to a global audience of all ages. The team collaborating on this series are first class, and Netflix is the perfect partner. Liz Garbus. So this is from Liz Garbus. Says, I've always been drawn to stories of strong women overcoming challenges and realizing their power, Garbus said. The idea of doing this in the context of a children's series, one that is both entertaining and enlightening, with the strong woman Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, at its heart is thrilling. I have long wanted to work with the brilliant David French, and I am so happy to be joining forces with him, Carolyn, Amanda, and Oshawa Productions to bring this project to the world. And then the showrunner, Renda, he says, I am so energized to be helping execute Meghan's creative vision in showcasing empowerment stories that entertain and inspires. The character journey would have delighted me as a child, and I am overjoyed to be on the creative team bringing forward themes that I'm passionate about as an adult.
Awesome.
I'm like, that's the people you want around you.
So when people are excited about a project and to work with you on a project, then it brings out the best in them, creativity-wise, right? And they take ownership of it. So then there is something about someone taking ownership about something, on something, or with something, whichever way you want to put it. They're able to flow, their creativity is able to flow freely, and they're able to contribute to the project wholeheartedly. And I think
it becomes like part of them, not just a job. You know what I mean?
It's not a job where they feel like they have to because then they feel like, okay, this is not a job. My name is part of this, and I want to be proud, and I want my kids or family to be proud of this project. It's a whole different attitude when someone is coming from that perspective.
Right.
So I'm very happy that she's able to. And her team are able to pull all these people together. Mind you, they were working on this way before they even left the royal family, I believe, right? Meghan and
well, I mean, that's what report says. I hadn't heard it from Meghan, but I mean, these things, I'm sure this has probably been an idea of hers for years.
And she knew David before she even met Prince Harry.
Oh, really? I didn't
Yeah,
know
there was a
that.
report somewhere that she knew David before she met Prince Harry. She went to an event, so she knew David before she met Prince Harry. So yeah, I was reading something. There was an article on Twitter that I was reading that she knew David
Oh, we'll
before
have to
Prince
find
Harry.
that
So
then.
yeah,
Yeah. Well,
so yeah,
and you know, these things, and especially with films or TV shows or whatever, that stuff it's in your head for years and years and years
but
before
also
you bring that to you know, you start working on drafts of these things for years, and it takes
yeah,
all these different forms. So just because, you know, people had this thing like, oh, see, then they lied when they said it, you know, that they didn't have a plan to do streaming stuff because she's working on it. Just because you're working on something before doesn't mean
yeah.
you know, even if while they were still you know, working royals, they pitched it to Netflix. Tons of people pitch stuff to Netflix all the time. Prince
Yeah,
William pitched
Shonda
stuff to
Rhimes.
Netflix and got turned down.
Shonda
You know what I
Rhimes,
mean?
oh shade,
So
caught that
he
shade right
did.
there. But Shonda Rhimes also pitched, you know, her show to Netflix 3 years ago, right? You don't pitch something and then expect it to go into production right there and then.
Exactly.
And so when the royal, the British people are having a frenzy about this, I'm like, obviously you're not in the film industry.
They have
Obviously you
no
don't know
idea.
how these
Yeah.
things work. You don't pitch something. It goes a lot of scrutiny, right? There has to be budget. There has to be this. So even though you're signed on it, there's so much nuances that goes in between to get that thing off the ground for you to be able to just click your TV or go to the movie theater and watch it. There's a lot that goes into it. You know what I mean? They have to hire people, the right people to come on board. What was agreed upon was the vision and the idea of what is to come. You have to fill in, you know, fill
Yeah,
in.
I mean, even with, you know, they're going on about, oh, they signed this contract, whatever. Even when you sign a contract, does not mean the project that you're thinking they'll greenlight it. You
Yeah.
still have to greenlight it.
Yeah.
Even if you pitch again, even if they pitched this years ago, does not mean Netflix accepted it years ago. You know what I mean? Again, it takes a while for these things, and then I shouldn't be shocked, but I am shocked at the level of ignorance.
Yeah.
In the British reporters of the British, these people have zero intelligence as to, and it's like this stuff is readily available on the internet. Like you just want to learn.
Wait, don't they have Google? I'm sorry.
So yeah, and I was gonna say with this too, even they're, you know, talking about, say, the Spotify deal, and it's like, just have to look at past precedents. Like Michelle Obama and Barack Obama, you know, they signed that deal in 2019. They didn't produce their first podcast until 2020. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, they're like, well, where is the content? Where's the content? I'm like, you have a whole royal family there. Why
focus on them?
On Harry and Meghan's case about content.
Go to William. William needs content for his heads together. And what's her name? Kate needs content for her whatever, her 5-year plan with her 10-year plan with 5 questions. Go give them content. She needs, like, go. Why didn't you ask Kate what happened to 10 years? Kate came up with 5 questions in 10 years. Like, every year it was half a question. Like, she was able to come up with half a question for each question. So in 10 years, she came up with 5. So what about that? Why don't you guys crucify her in that case? Like, why don't you, like, go on her case and ask her to produce more? Like, you guys don't know. Like you said, it seems like they have no idea how
they have zero intellect.
They have,
the ignorance is shocking.
Yeah, the ignorance is shocking.
It is really, really shocking how
the ignorance is shocking
these people are.
To some extent, feeling like you know it all and you don't. It just you don't know. And it's not just like, I don't know, and just Google. Listen, all you have to do is Google is free. I don't think they charge you UK people any kind of money. It's free, as far as I know. Just go on Google and just check it out. Get your facts, double check it before you spew anything. It's as simple as that. Wait a minute, if they double check their facts, they probably won't have a show, because
it's all based on lies. They just use the lies.
Based on lies.
I mean,
insane. These people crack me up.
They put it out there and they put it
so
in the
confidently.
Press and people believe it, and I'm like,
well, that's why they hated Meghan,
shocking.
right? That's how they hated Meghan when she came into the royal family. Because there was on Twitter, I was reading something today when I was preparing, and somebody was saying how I think something Smith, his name is, on Twitter, and he was saying he heard from a source which was talking about how when Meghan comes into a room, she's the most intelligent person in the room. And so this was generating the hatred because she didn't have to do much. It's just the way she is when she speaks to something. It's kind of like, I think that the pin drops and they realize, oh shoot, we didn't think about that. And that's the most simplest thing we just think about. And if you're consistently just being yourself, which is a smart, intelligent woman, you're not trying to be anything else, that intimidates them. And as a Black woman, she's just like, because they're thinking they're white, they should know better. And so that they have no idea. They're not smart at all. They're not intelligent. And so here is somebody she's American, divorcee, a person of color, woman of color. So yeah, so that really just, it creates that fear and insecurity in them. And you can see how that has, manifesting itself in a way that you can see their hatred, their insecurity, their fear, and all that stuff. It's like, while you're hating on her, she's winning big time.
Exactly.
They're lost. Like Pretty Woman said when she went into the store, you're a salesperson here, right? You're lost. Big time. Maybe she didn't say big time. But anyways, they're lost. Yeah. Well, let's go back to
totally went off on a tangent. People were saying that with David Finnesh, oh, it's because of Elton. I'm like, no, David Finnesh is an accomplished producer. He's done work. Yeah, so this is just the creds of these people and the work that they have done. Okay. Credited as Duchess of Sussex in the release, Martha will executive produce Pearl, which is the working title, with David Finnesh, who did Rocket Man, Romeo and Juliet, Carolyn Soper, who did Sherlock Gnomes and Tangled, Liz Garbus, who did I'll Be Gone in the Dark and What Happened, Miss Simone, and Dan Coogan from Icarus and Apollo. And the series showrunner would be Amanda Rinder, and she did the DC Superhero Girls and The Loud House. So that is the producing team. That is the producing team for Meghan show Pearl. So we are excited about Pearl. I can't wait. I feel like we're gonna go into that childbirth mode. We're all sitting here waiting for the child to be born. So we're waiting for Pearl to be born at 12.
I'm telling you, I can't wait. I was like, I don't know. Now it's gonna be on Netflix, right? So if you already have a subscription, you're good to go. You know. Yes. I mean? So that's great. But I had a thought I was gonna say when it came to Spotify, when they were asking, you said we're talking about how they say, oh, when are they going to produce and follow up with their Spotify? It's like, why the rush? You said they were irrelevant. You didn't say you weren't going to listen. You said you weren't going to buy their book. So what do you need them to do that for? It's like supposedly you don't care. So don't care on your way out.
Exactly. They just need Meghan and Harry to distract from the fact that William and Kate are doing nothing. That's it.
But also the media they need content to sell newspapers. They need
content because Kate, they don't have anything. William are doing nothing, so they need Harry and William, Harry and Meghan to cover for that.
But what they're going to realize is
it's a multi-year deal. So
there's
no rush.
There are they're like Meghan and Harry's biggest fan, and they don't even realize it because they help promote everything they do by talking about it. What do they say in Hollywood? Publicity is publicity, good or bad, right? So if you are publicizing and being negative about what they do, it's still publicity. And so they're getting the reach. So thank you.
Meghan and Harry never have to pay for publicity because the British press, they are so unhinged, they will do it for them. These inmates in Shutter Island are just like an unhinged, they're just waiting to fall over a cliff. It's just what they're doing.
I'm like, thank you. Like Tina always says on her podcast when trolls come on her podcast and like, go for
thank you.
Thank you. Just hit the thumbs down because it helps the algorithm. So hit the thumbs up, like she says all the time, which is so true. So keep talking about Harry and Meghan. We appreciate it. And if you go out of line, we will come for you. That's basically
exactly.
But keep talking. Exactly. We appreciate the publicity. So the whole squad is, we're contributing and raising funds for Mina Mahela. If you haven't heard about it, go on Twitter, you find it on Sister Squad podcast, or even the actual group that is promoting it. You will also find it on the link in our,
Our show
the
notes,
bio,
yes.
the show notes. You'll find that. But they are an organization that pretty much are pro tapping into the potential of women, right? Young girls and women, and in any and every aspect. Go on their website, you read about them, help even with COVID, helping women in this area. But mostly what we're what I know them to be was helping young girls and women when it comes to their menstrual and providing sanitary pads for them. And so that's how the fund raising began, right, for the squaddies. And today, while we were on Sasa Squad podcast, we people kept donating to Tina and Michelle, and then she kept saying, "No, don't donate to us. Donate to the charity." Sarah Data, kudos to you. You donated $200 to Sasa Squad. She kept saying, "Stop it." But donate to Mina Mahila, and I think $50 is what can take of one person, one female, girl or woman, for a whole year with sanitary pads. That's amazing. I have already donated, but on the show today, on Tina's show, Sister Squad
Michelle,
podcast,
yeah.
we were able to raise almost $3,000 just on the show, a 2-hour show, where that went straight to them. So that's amazing. Sister Squad, you guys are incredible. It's like, at the core, we emulate our two faiths, right? At the end of the day, it's people. How can we help? How can we move the human race forward? How can we show kindness? Yes, I know we can be contradictory when we're venting with somebody, or we're going for someone and we're not showing kindness, but it's because sometimes they call it up on themselves. That aside, the focus is that we strive to really promote other people that need help, organizations that need help. And you can go through a whole list of things we've done since we became a squad, right? A group of people that globally just have the same vision as our two faiths. So thank you. If we're going to put a link in there. Please go ahead and subscribe. It's up till August 4th. That's Meghan's birthday. And we have about 10 or 9 days left. So let's definitely go in and let's make our faith really proud. If we can shoot to help 1,000 women for a whole year. So right now we're helping, I think we have about
440 right now. Yes, it's amazing.
It's amazing.
Yes.
So if we can hit 1,000, I think that would be great. Like 1,000 women being helped, that is astronomical. We're already, we've done a lot. That's amazing. So kudos to everyone that's contributed or who shared the link, right? And so that's amazing. So yeah, anything you want to say about that?
This cause, Mina Mahila is so close to Meghan's heart. And in our last podcast, we also featured them in our last podcast. And there are a couple of photos, and I will post those photos again, of Meghan in India, volunteering and working with Mina Mahila. I know I posted the photos and I realized we hadn't talked about Meghan actually going to India and working with Mina Mahila. So, and I'm going to post those photos on, but this is a cause that's really, really close to her heart. And one of the things she always focused on, and which I mentioned last week as well, is when you can educate a girl, she will, go take that education back to her community and share that with her community. But a lot of the girls, because as Pam said, don't have the sanitary napkins that they need. They leave school because of that, because, they have no way to protect themselves during their menstruation. So it's so important, we don't think of, somebody not having an education because they have their period, but this is a real issue.
It's real.
And it's a real life issue.
So mind-boggling when you just said that. It's like,
I know.
Because we take it so for granted. It's so automatic, a lifestyle for us.
It's just like 99 cents in the, here. It's like there's like a million of those
even
things.
like $1 or $2 the most, right? Depending on what you want. And we don't even think about it. It just comes. You can go to clinics and get it for free in the US, right? If you don't have it, if you go to clinics, they'll give it to you.
Exactly.
It's in the bathrooms of certain hotels. You can just go grab it all certain places.
My job, they're just like sitting out there for one at a time. It's
just use it.
But it's just but this is a real issue. There are parts so we can take this for granted, but this is real life
lives have been
it can
destroyed
affect
because they don't
someone
have
for
access.
the rest of their life.
Yes,
The simple
yeah.
fact that they don't have a pad. So
Pad.
this, I feel like this is just such an incredible thing, and I'm so glad we're doing it. So
yes. So thank you so much for listening, and
thank
we're
you.
so appreciative of each and every one of you. Please don't forget to share this video, hit the notification bell, thumbs up. Hopefully,
Yes,
give it thumbs down.
always.
Still, either way. And your comments are welcome. Obviously, we will respond or get in there. I will like it or comment if I can. But we'll all comment one way or the other. But thank you so much for subscribing to our show. We really appreciate you. And go Squaddies, you're great.
Yes, thank you guys.
Bye.
Until next time.
Au revoir. Ciao. Auf Wiedersehen.